Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Delicious. Today is Tuesday, August 16th. Why am I having trouble focusing on that? Yes, August 16th. And I'm back. Went to Las Vegas for the weekend. Chola Chole, as one does. It was super fun. We went on Saturday morning, picked up my friend Megan, and went to drove down to Albuquerque. There was a little bit of concern with whether or not our flight would go. We actually did a backup flight just in case, but then we made it. Got to Las Vegas. Um, I think I'd mentioned on the planning that we'd gotten free rooms at the Venetian from David's gambling last spring, his big party. So they gave us 2 free nights, and we got these extremely cheap tickets on Spirit Airlines, which I'd never flown before. And their airplane turned out not to be made of balsa wood. I would fly Spirit again. I was actually considering how much, and I feel bad. I have tremendous loyalty for Southwest Airlines. I've flown them forever. Uh, but both Southwest and American have gotten kind of shoddy. And the Spirit jets were very new, very nice. Yes, you have to pay for every little thing. They really try to nickel and dime you. But if you don't go in for that, it's it's really quite inexpensive. They charge for food and drink on the airplane, but you know it's not that different. If you want wine or anything alcoholic, you have to pay for it on any airline, and for your free seltzer, Coke, or really bad coffee. I had the worst coffee coming back on Delta, and I really liked Delta otherwise, so I didn't complain about this. But something had gone wrong. It was like brown water. There was like no coffee in the coffee, and I didn't complain. But it was like, seriously. So yes, I would have had to pay $4 on Spirit for coffee, which I did not do because I thought I don't want to pay $4 for crappy coffee. And you have to pay to check your bags, which you have to do on everybody but Southwest. Um, the huge difference is you have to pay to carry on a bag. You can have a personal item, which is like a small item. What did they say? 18 by 14 by 8, which they were not enforcing, at least on the way from Albuquerque to Las Vegas. There were kids with great big backpacks as their personal items that clearly didn't count unless they'd paid to carry them on. So people get mad that they have to pay to carry on a bag, but I'll tell you what, the boarding and deplaning was so much faster because of it. And there was a time when I was a real road warrior and traveled so much for the day job that I had said that if I were ever in charge of the world, that people would not be allowed to carry on luggage because people spend so much time fucking around with that carry-on luggage, trying to get it to fit in the overhead bin, and worried about are they going to have space for it? Is it wheels in or wheels out? Uh, and then trying to get it down again, and the people who aren't strong enough to lift it down, which, you know, I understand, but why do you have to fucking carry on your bags? Just check them. So making people to pay to carry on their bags turns out to be a pretty great incentive. It's like, well, if you have to pay anyway, you might as well check it, right? Their whole model is based on saving gas. So they checked baggage, excuse me, checked baggage weight is max weight is 40 pounds, not 50 pounds. So it was pretty funny in Las Vegas coming home. There were people, they had a fairly sophisticated system. Not so much in Albuquerque, not sophisticated system in Albuquerque. That's all right. But in Las Vegas, which might be their mothership, they had these where you did the bag drop, they had these horizontal scales. So you did the kiosk, self print your tag, put it on there, do the bag drop, put your suitcase on this um, scale that is also a conveyor belt, and it scooted it back and forth, and then it read the ID and confirmed the ID electronically, which was kind of cool, and also did the weight. And as we were watching, as we were waiting for our turn, there were many people there, like taking things out of their bags, and some of them looking very sad. And we laughed because on the way there from Albuquerque, we saw a pair of ripped up jeans in the garbage can, like right next to, they just had the regular scales right next to the ticket counter. And I was like, yeah, somebody decided they didn't care enough about these jeans to keep them. It was kind of funny. They should put like a used clothing bin there, right? So yeah, it was funny to watch the people having fits trying to take stuff out of their bags. I don't, maybe funny is wrong. I didn't mean to laugh at their misery, but it was very, very clear, that your bag couldn't be over 40 pounds. And I had been exceptionally careful to, make sure that we didn't exceed that, and we were fine. Um, Even though I couldn't weigh on the way back, so I was slightly nervous. On the way there, we were at like 39.4 pounds. And David said, well, we, don't have anything more going back than we did going there. Maybe less. We should be fine. And I was like, yes, but you got that t shirt. And my dress had gotten wet and water adds weight. I was like, we don't have much margin. But I took a couple things and put them in my personal item, and we were fine. So, it takes more jiggering. They really do annoy you to death to upgrade seats. They want you to pay for like the big seat in the front, and they keep sending you like texts and emails saying, "Better get your seat. We can't guarantee you'll sit together." And David and I were assigned seats together. I just went with the free assignment. I'm like, if we can't sit together for an hour-long flight, we'll probably live. Uh, and it worked out just great. Um, would totally fly Spirit again. It worked out well. So, so yeah, we got there. Charlie met us at the airport. He was flying in from work. Charlie and Megan went to a different hotel. They did not have a great experience. They'd picked out this hotel, I think, because American Express had recommended it, and American Express ended up making it up to them. They stayed because they said their room was fabulous, but the rest of the hotel sucked. So they're like, we'll just like hold our nose and walk through the hotel on our way out. But Venetia was amazing. Oh yes, and as I said, we'd gotten the free rooms, and I did get reeled in when we checked in. They said, "Well, if you want to upgrade," and they had sent me an emails, wanting did I want to upgrade to a view room for like $56 a night. And I'm like, no, I don't care about a view enough. Well, when we checked in, the gal was like, well, we could. She said there are no rooms available, which I don't know if it was a trick or not. Probably wasn't because we were there a little early. Um, and we could have had them hold our bags. But she said, but we do have rooms available if you want to upgrade. And I was like, and she said, well, let me show you. And she was very good. I mean, I almost did it partly because she was so good. She had her tablet and she said, for $120 a night, you could upgrade to this. She did not say it this way, but fucking amazing suite, you guys. You all. Um, it's a view of the pool and the strip, and it had a living area, and the bedroom was off to the side, and it had a walk-in closet and an amazing bathroom with a sunken bathtub. And so I was like, you know what, $120 a night, how often do we get a chance to stay in a really nice suite like that? So we did it, and it was lovely. We really enjoyed that. And as David said, we have paid $120 a night to stay in some really shitty places. So it was well worth it. We went down to the pool that afternoon, had a snack and a frosé. That was excellent. And we and then I hung out by the pool for a while. Then we met Charlie and Megan for dinner at Bouchon at the Venetian, which was a French bistro that I had wanted to when we were there before, and we could get in. Partly because of pandemic hours, everything was so much more open now. Everything felt like it was totally back. It was interesting. Almost nobody wearing masks. Uh, so we had wonderful dinner at Bouchon, which Charlie picked up the tab. He has just the I tried to stop it, and he was like, no, because it was my almost birthday. So it was because my birthday is well a week from yesterday, so next Monday, and I had put it down as a birthday at Bouchon just because it would be fun. And they brought us free desserts. We had a creme brulee and lemon tart, and Charlie bought us 2 bottles of rosé because the first thing we did when we sat down, they handed us like the wine list and then the special that was summer of rosé, which gets me and Megan where we live. And so we ended up having 2 bottles of rosé, which reader, we did not need that second bottle. And then we went to see Celeste Barber, who I'm, just love from Instagram, Australian comedian. She put on a very tight show. We laughed all the way through it. It was great. Uh, it was, yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. So we all felt a little rough the next morning, except for David, who doesn't drink anymore because of the Parkinson's. He was like, I can't decide if I'm sad that I can't drink anymore or really glad that I'm not as rough as you all are. I was like, yeah. Uh, so, but I rallied, and Megan rallied, and she had gone ahead and gotten a cabana with the American Express "We're Sorry" money at Virgin Hotel. She did research on the different pools, so I met her over there, and we had a wonderful day of just hanging out at the pool in the cabana, having drinks, and it was um, it was delightful. And then that evening, yesterday evening, no, Sunday evening. Okay, I was gonna say, could it be that right? No, Sunday evening. It was. They decided they were not. Charlie actually never made it out of the hotel room Sunday. He was going to meet us over at the pool and made several efforts and just couldn't do it. He was definitely overserved. I think they had also pre-gamed before they met us. They'd had several cocktails, so it was a great party. And Megan and I said as we were hanging out by the cabana that we wouldn't change a thing because it was just one of those really fabulous evenings. There are times when you regret we didn't need the second bottle of wine, and yet it was so fun, so wonderful, amazing food. So we had oysters on the half shell. They were so wonderful. They're like Charlie's favorite thing. He always orders them. So yeah, they did not make it to dinner Sunday night. Megan texted and said, "Yeah, we're not leaving this hotel room tonight." I said, "No problem," because it's not like we don't see them here. And so David and I went down and went to Matteo's at the Venetian, this Italian restaurant, and ah, we had the probably the best pasta we've ever had in our whole lives. It was incredible pasta. The handmade fresh pasta and perfectly balanced sauces, and we had a chocolate souffle for dessert where we had to wait for it, but then it came out warm with the creme anglaise and a pistachio gelato. And yeah, it was delightful. So it was kind of a birthday celebration, kind of a birthday weekend, and good partying. Whirlwind. We got up very early Monday morning and flew home. We were back home by 11:30 in the morning. So, and I got some words yesterday. I did not get my full 2K, but I got some words done. And um, yeah, it was good. So now I need to buckle down and get more work done this week. Uh, Exciting news, which I should have led off with, but then I forgot, uh, is that Rogue's Paradise is out today. So that completes the re-release of the trilogy. Uh, I'm really happy in that I had for Rogue's Pawn um, a certain number of pre-orders that was quite low, but I didn't expect it to be high. I thought, well, it's going to be just a few, right? And I had this exact same number of pre-orders on book two on Rogue's Possession, which I actually think is good because that means an equivalent number of readers, if not the exact same readers, committed to those first two books. And for book three, for Rogue's Paradise, I have doubled those pre-orders. It's still not a phenomenal number, but what do you expect for a re-release, right? So at least that's what it was as of yesterday evening when I shut down. So very excited for Rogue's Paradise to release today. The trilogy is now all out there, uh, wide and so forth. Also, in a coincidence, uh, book two of Sorcerous Moons on audio at Scribd released today. So Oria's Gambit is out today on Scribd. I think they're staggering those releases like every 2 weeks or so. So I'll link to both of those things. If you have been listening to Sorcerous Moons, uh, you can continue on with book two. And I'm still working on getting those books out wide, but I will get them out wide. Uh, so so those are the big things. It's interesting because uh, Megan and I had a great conversation on the ride down to Albuquerque Airport on Saturday. David volunteered to get in the back so he could doze. He knew he was going to be pretty sleepy, and so Megan and I could talk, which we did nonstop the whole way, and that was great. But she was talking about, I can't remember who she said she was listening to. I should ask her so I can uh, link to it. But we were talking about to-do lists. She was saying that she had taken Instagram off of her phone. It was kind of how it got started. Making choices for happiness, which you all know if you're a long-time listener. I talk about a great deal on here. So I was immediately interested. And she was talking about the things that slide down your to-do list and how you move them from your to-do list from one day to the next, which I was like, oh my God, I really hate that I do that. And I was telling her that in a recent SIFWeb meeting, somebody had said that they had read, possibly in the same place, who knows, that you're not supposed to rejigger your to-do list, that you're not supposed to rearrange it during the day or from today to day. And we all kind of groaned because we all do that. Um, so one thing that Megan said that this person suggested is that you can have your ongoing list of things that need to get done, but you move them off of the dates. You move them like onto another list entirely that you then reference and only put on each day what you absolutely plan and need to get done. And my big problem is that I would put this whole raft of things on there of like in case I get to it, in case I have time, which never happened, and I should know better because I'm a big believer in the if I happen to find time, I'll do this thing. That never happens, especially with writing, right? I never find time to write. No, you have to make time to write. You have to make time to get things done on your to-do list. So one thing I did when I got home, which was possibly a bit of writing procrastination, but I was also excited about this idea, was I rejiggered my to-do list for hopefully the final time. And I took all of these things that are like pending projects and moved them to another list entirely and put only on that day what I needed to get done that day. And, reader, I got everything done yesterday that I had on that list, and it was like angels singing. The sun broke through the clouds. Here we go, the sun. If you're on video, sun broke through the grape leaves. Um, it was an immense relief. So I'm very excited about this. If you're on video, you'll also see it's a little bit of a breezy wording here, a little cool and breezy. Um, but not much rain yet. The Las Vegas people said that it had been the coolest August that they remembered. Several people said that. Um, so monsoons in the Southwest, it's been a thing. There, I scooted out of the sun briefly just to say goodbye, because the sun did indeed break through the clouds. I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will talk to you all on Thursday. You all take care. Bye bye.